This is, a great week that we have here. Week 17. It's always fun. Got all of our playoff matchups on tap for you. A lot to get to here. Playoff matchups: Colts, Bills, noon, Saturday, Central Time, all time Central here. Rams and Seahawks, Buccaneers, Washington. Those are the Saturday games. Sunday, we got the Ravens and the Titans. Then it's the Bears and the Saints. Then it's the Browns and Steelers in another triple header. 6 games, 2 days on broadcast networks. Should be a fun one. And I'm really looking forward to it. So, I think what we got to get to in this week 17 show is that there were a lot of things that happened today that were really weird and really out of the ordinary. Starting with I don't know what I'm saying, but the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. It was kind of weird. What happened is that they put in Nate Sudfeld in the fourth quarter. They don't take him out. It was like 3 drives, and it was very bad. It was very embarrassing. They looked real bad. And I don't know if this is a tactic for some kind of peace treaty with Washington, or is it Doug Peterson just pulling a Doug Peterson and making the wrong decision? Or is this, I don't know, trying to trade away Jalen Hurts and don't want to make him look bad in the fourth quarter against Washington? I don't know. But the thing that's certain is the Giants fans are going to be mad because there was just no effort in the fourth quarter. It was just given up on. And it's frustrating that someone would kind of just tank the game away to keep their draft stock, and I don't agree with it at all. I think you got to keep playing. You got to keep trying to win the game. All right. Let's talk about these playoff matches we got here. Of course, we'll have a playoff preview show coming out before Saturday's games. What I get to here is we have 6 games. And I'm going to give you my top 3. I'm going to start with it. Let's give a top 5. You'll know which one's not in the top 5. Top 5 games to watch on your TV screen. Number 5, I got the Buccaneers and Washington, NBC Saturday night. Mike Tirico, Tony Dungy. I think this game, it's clear that Washington, they got a team. And I think Tom Brady is going to be a good show. I mean, that's what I got to say. Number 4, it's the Colts and it's the Bills. I think you get to see Josh Allen play his first playoff performance with the Bills, where they got an opportunity to win. And then you got the Colts on the other side. Philip Rivers potentially his last season, and an opportunity to lead this team to a divisional round. And if the Colts win, they are at the Chiefs. If the Bills win, they host the best remaining team. The third best game, I would say, is the Rams and the Seahawks. I think the Rams, they are clearly very inconsistent. They can be good, they can be bad, and they've really had the Seahawks number over the past few years. On the Seahawks, they got Russell Wilson. They've got not much else. But I think one of these 2 teams is going to win this game, and one of these 2 teams is probably, most likely, going to be headed to New Orleans next week for a showdown with Drew Brees and the Saints. And that's its own story. All right. At number 3, or that was number 3, we're going to number 2. I'm going to go with the Ravens and the Titans. I think the Baltimore Ravens have a great player in Lamar Jackson. They can put on a show. And then you got the Titans. They went to the AFC Championship last year. Mike Vrabel, pretty good coach, but they have struggled a little bit. Lost to the Packers last week. Barely beat the Texans this week. Don't know how it's going to play out. Don't know what's going to happen, but they have the opportunity, the Titans do, to move on to the divisional round. They get that home game. All right, number 1, Browns Steelers. Don't have much else to say, but it's the Browns are back in the playoffs. They have the opportunity against a rival. Steelers, they're a good team. These two teams will be playing 2 consecutive weeks. This one in Pittsburgh. But I think Baker, he's going to meet his match. He's going to face a really tough defense. And the Browns kind of struggled today against the Steelers. I don't see them having a chance when the Steelers actually have something real to play for as the 3 seed in the AFC. All right. It's pretty much all we've got here. Breaking down these 6 games that we've got. And I'd say I'd take the home team in most of these games. With a few exceptions, I'd take the Ravens and I'd take the Buccaneers. Now, I think LA and Seattle, that's a pick'em game. That's a game where it could go really either way. It's just a coin flip. Which team's going to win that one? But I'd probably give the edge to Russell Wilson on the Seahawks, just because they got Russell Wilson, and there has been a little bit of inconsistency with Jared Goff. He didn't play today. They did get the win. They did get into the playoffs as a 6th seed. All right. Going back to today's games, I did secure the win in the pick'ems, and I won this year. I'm proud of myself a little bit, but obviously a little bit of work to do in 2021. This wasn't an amazing win. Wasn't dominant by any means, but a win's a win in a pickup. All right. So that was great 2020 season, 2021 here with the playoffs. And right now, the teams that really have the best opportunity to get to the Super Bowl with the path we have ahead, I would say the number 1 seeds obviously have a really good shot at getting to the Super Bowl, as they only have to win 2 games to get there. But outside of those 2 teams, outside of the Chiefs and the Packers, I think the best shots probably in the NFC, probably the Saints and the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers are a team that, with Tom Brady, I think anything is really possible. The Saints, once they get Kamara back and the rest of their squad, they're going to have a lot of weapons that are able to put stuff together. And same thing that I said with Tom Brady, Drew Brees is also capable of a lot of those things. In the AFC, I think it's Bills and the Ravens are the teams that I'd be careful of. Bills, certainly, they're 2 seed. They have a lot of weapons. They have Josh Allen. Very much could have been in the running for a 1 seed today, but you know how things work out is they lost to Arizona on a Hail Mary. But guess what? Have the opportunity. They won't be playing Kansas City. They will not be playing Kansas City until at least the AFC Championship. So that's a plus for Buffalo fans out there. But certainly Buffalo, you got to be happy. You get Indianapolis, who maybe they show up really, really well, but an Indianapolis team that's struggled against the Bears early in the season, and they've been inconsistent. If the Bills are legit, they'll beat the Colts. That's that. Um, but I think the teams that really don't have any shot at all in the NFC, it's like Bears. I just don't see them having much of a shot against the Saints. They're 8-8 this year. The Bears team that played today against the Packers, pretty good. They still ended up getting beat pretty bad, and it's just the mistakes in the key moments that they missed. But I do think this Bears team, on their best day, probably could win this game. They beat the Buccaneers, but it's going to take a lot for the Bears to get a win in this one. All right. That's pretty much all we got for you tonight. Hope you guys enjoy the playoffs and have a good one. Peace out.